I remember I was talking to my son who is just 9 years old. He happened to ask a question. He said, Papa, why do I have to study every day? And why can't I have more Sundays in a week so that I can have fun and I don't have to study all the time? Well, I wanted to abruptly answer to his question. It's a little stuck. I thought to myself that probably if I can think through and answer him with some rational, probably it is an opportunity for me to give him some life perspective, to change the way he thinks, and it is an opportunity for me to build a great relationship. Tell me this honestly, how many times it has happened to you that your kids asked some kind of weird questions and you feel stuck and you're not able to efficiently answer, or you become so conscious that you feel if I'll answer this, it will negatively impact his behavior. So it is very natural for kids to ask a lot of questions because their curiosity level is much higher than that of us. They are very inquisitive. At times it becomes very difficult for us to answer, but at the same time it sparks a conversation between you and your kid. Today in this video I'm going to talk about 5 easy ways using which you can almost answer any of your kids' questions efficiently, and most significantly you have an opportunity to build a great relationship with your kids. I remember I was reading an article on brighthorizon.com. It says that kids are very curious. They want to know how this world works, and that is the reason they have a lot of questions. Whatever they perceive, whatever they see, whatever they hear, anything which interests them, they may have questions around them. Because their curiosity level is so high, sometimes they may ask questions which becomes very difficult for parents to answer. Now, before you even answer the questions of your kids, you may want to consider the what is the age of your kid, what is their temperament and developmental level, what are your family values, because you would not like to answer to your kid anything which you even don't believe in. Now let me talk about the step number 1 to answer the questions. Hugs can do great amount of good, especially to your children. This was said by Prince of Wales. Now try to understand this. When you hug your children for asking great questions, it means that you're encouraging them to ask questions. In today's time, there are a lot of parents who complains that their kids does not speak, their kids is not even curious. So hug your children for asking the questions, because you may want to inculcate habit of asking questions in his brain, and as a result, when he will become adult, he will have more confidence and he will be able to ask great questions. You may want to encourage your kid for asking the questions. That is the number 1 step that you may want to do. And the second step is, as you may know, that at times the answer lies in the questions. And even before you answer the questions of your kids, you may want to ask certain questions to seek more understanding. And the reason why I'm saying this is because you may want to know what is it something that your son is asking for and why he is asking that question. Ladies and gentlemen, I am a strong believer that if you will tell someone, people may not listen, but people will tell you if you ask. So ask relevant questions. Try to seek clarification of what he is asking for or why he is asking for. It will put you in a better place to answer the kids' questions efficiently. Don't waste your time. If the question is simple and straightforward, answer it immediately in a simple and straightforward manner, because you don't want to go ahead and beat about the bush. And the third step is be honest. At times it might happen that you're not sure what to answer because your kid has asked certain kind of questions to which you're not able to answer immediately. Be honest. Admit that you don't have the answer right now. You may want to buy in some time to answer the question. And the last step is always remember to follow up. If you have bought some time from your kids and you have something which is pending to answer, always go back to them and answer the questions that they have. Using these 5 steps, you can not only efficiently answer the questions of your kid, but build a great relationship. Because when you answer something and pay attention to the question of your kid, it is a kind of respect that you're giving to your kid. And it is a great builder of a relationship. Now in my case, my kid asked a question which was little tricky. And that is the reason I took some time. I gave some time to myself because I wanted to think through a little bit and answer so that I could change his perspective. I thought a little bit and I asked my son, tell me one thing. What are the 2 most important things in life without which you cannot survive? I was inquisitive this time. He thought a little bit and he said in his own language that, Papa, we cannot survive without the oxygen and we cannot survive without food or water. Then I again asked him, my son, why can't you survive without oxygen? He said, if there is no oxygen, I cannot breathe and I will not be able to live. I will not be able to survive. Then I again asked him, why cannot you live without food? He said, Papa, if I don't eat food, I'll be hungry. And if I don't eat food for a longer period of time, I will become weak and I might die of starvation. And I said to my son, you know for a fact that in order to live, you have to eat the food every day. In order to live, you have to breathe every moment. Similarly, if you want to become knowledgeable, if you want to be successful in life, if you want to be a great leader, if you want to be more competent, you have to do study every day. You cannot have excuses. If you don't study every day, you cannot achieve what you want to achieve in your life. Study is as important to your brain as food and oxygen to your body. As you cannot stop breathing and eating, you cannot stop studying. Of course, at the same time, we know that sport is important and all the other amusements and games are important, but at the same time, just like your food and oxygen, studying is also very important. Now, ladies and gentlemen, how often it happens to you that your kids ask these questions to you and you feel very difficult to answer those questions because you are very conscious at the back of your mind that you do not want to answer to your kids because you don't want to change their perspective negatively, and you always want to answer their questions because you want to change their perspective positively and you want to change the way they think. You want to change their life because you're always caring as a parent. So remember, next time whenever your kid asks any questions to yourself, remember these 5 steps. Give some time to yourself and always answer in a certain specific way which will change the way they will think. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you are able to change the perspective, it can change the way they will live their life. It can change their entire life. So I hope you have loved my message today. As a result of answering to a lot of questions of my kids, my kid is more prone to talk to me all the time as compared to his mother. His mother is jealous of me because of this fact, because he loves me a lot and I pay attention to him. I answer his questions most of the times and I am enjoying the way I'm nurturing this kind of relationship. So I hope you also as a parent share a great bond with your kids by answering to their questions, by paying attention to them, by making them feel important, by valuing their thought process and by encouraging them. So this is your friend Tauseef Hasan signing off until we meet again.